Hey everyone, and welcome back to Bragging About Cinema. Now, if I was to ask you what is the most divided fan base right now, would you say Star Wars? Would you say the Lord of the Rings fans? Marvel fans? Right now, a little hard to tell. I think Star Wars has cooled off a bit because hardcore Star Wars fans seem to like Andor. Lord of the Rings, they're pretty fired up, although I think that one started to become a little less divisive towards the end. Now I think what's really got Marvel fired up right now is She-Hulk. What an amazing finale. And I'm here to break it all down and give you my opinion and why I like it or dislike it. What a ride She-Hulk was. If you hated it or absolutely loved it, you can at least say there's nothing like it yet in the Marvel Universe. Thor Love and Thunder had a ton of humor, but I don't think it was anything like She-Hulk. First off, I'll just give you my rating. I rate this show overall a solid B. And the last episode, I'm not even sure what to rank it. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know if I liked it or not. So why don't you go down, hit that subscribe button right now, because while you hit it, let me think of something and what I want to say about this video. The finale, I couldn't take my eyes off it. Now, if you saw it, you know that She-Hulk decided to completely shatter the fourth wall and go to the writers of the show, and Kevin showed up, and they were making fun at Kevin Feige, who is kind of the overall sees the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, I have actually seen this done in the comic books. This is actually a Deadpool comic I read. He went in, he killed the writers. She didn't kill the writers, but she did poke a lot of fun at everything you see on the internet. People say about Marvel, saying that they have a formula for how they end shows and movies. I thought that was great. They called out Marvel they kind of did their own internal review of the things that they're starting to really get lame about. They also shows that they certainly read all the comments that you wrote. So my first question is that going to encourage you to continue to write bad things about Marvel or Star Wars or anything, because you know the studios are listening? So I thought that was great. My favorite part though was when she asked about the X-Men, because I am a huge X-Men fan and I can't wait to see them. We don't know when that's going to be. We've seen a few mutants. Now, so this whole monologue scenes where she was off the actual show. And the funny part is when I saw the bad guy pumping himself full of Hulk serum, I actually thought, oh geez, this is how they're gonna end the show. And I couldn't believe it. And then of course, Incredible Hulk comes out of nowhere, and I just was like, this is gonna be a horrible ending. Because the episode before with Daredevil, I absolutely loved. I thought Daredevil was a fun part of the Disney world. Not as good as the Netflix. I prefer the more dark Daredevil story, but I thought this was a fun introduction, hoping the show will be different. But for her show, the way they did it worked well. What I didn't like is that it just killed all momentum of the show. So she went in this big monologue saying she didn't want to end it like this, and then it just ended. So I thought they could have done this and then kind of gone back and told the story a little differently and then ended it like properly, just to end it where, she just gets her way and it just ends. It really left a sour taste in my mouth. And I've enjoyed the show. I am not someone that goes on the internet and bashes it. I like that it's the comedic half hour. I think it fit what it wanted to be perfectly. Made me laugh out loud. The CGI wasn't the best, but I don't think any of the TV CGI has been that great. Unless the best CGI I've seen for a TV show has been The Rings of Power. And most studios are not going to invest that much money into a show. So that didn't bother me. And there's a few episodes where she teased the viewers. And I thought it was funny. It's different for sure. Something you just don't see. Now, Deadpool breaks the fourth wall a little bit, but nothing like She-Hulk did. I'm going to give the last episode, as I'm reviewing it, really formulating in my internal review head what I'd give it. I'm actually going to give it a D+. It's the lowest grade I've ever given. And it's funny because it's a show I really love. I think they could have done it a different way. They could have made this the end of credit scene. That would have been kind of funny. An extended end of credit scene and ended the way they wanted to. Then you still would have had the generic ending. Or they could have done it a little sooner in the show and then gone back a little further and kind of taking it forward from there with something completely different. Almost like, Scooby-Doo did that. Or not Scooby-Doo. Wayne's World did that, where we had multiple endings. That was funny when Wayne's World did it. So I guess, and then the replay value of that episode in particular is not going to be that funny. Overall, a good show. Last episode was just not for me. I have, unlike my normal reviews, I have read people's opinions on this just because I was in such shock. I didn't know what I just watched and I wanted to see what other people thought. Seems like it's once again pretty divided. The people either thought it was brilliant, a great way to thumb their nose at the online trolls and the critics that just don't like anything Marvel does. And I thought it was a little, like I said, internal review of the way that Marvel is doing things. And maybe this is a good thing. And this is their own admission that things have to change. And so we have another Marvel property coming out, Wakanda Forever, in a few weeks. So we'll have to see if there's some type of a generic ending to that one. Then She-Hulk lied to us and they're not trying to fix things. So I'm really curious to see what this means moving forward. I'm really hoping that we get past the generic villains that are just really mirror images of our heroes. People dropping out of nowhere. The cameos are fun. And speaking of that, after she lectured him, Scar came on, who is a cool looking character. So if there is one CGI I will complain about is Scar. He looked awful and he didn't look anything like what I thought he would be like. I'm hoping that he's moving forward, that when he is in it, that he looks a lot better. I'm assuming they will. Disney certainly has the money to do that. So let me know below. What did you think? Did you completely hate it? Is there any redeeming value to it? Do you think that this was pointed towards those darn YouTube reviewers? Do you think that you will watch a season 2 of She-Hulk? Because I have read from different sources. I don't know if these are just rumors that there might be another season, but I don't know. So we'll find out. I will say I got a lot of people talking, and what they say, no publicity is bad publicity. So we'll see if that's true. It certainly has us entertained, and either we're entertained watching it or entertained complaining about it with our friends. But I know one thing, that when you watch my videos, you will find something to brag about.